you doing today? It's good to be with you. Let's get right into it. Okay, I was returning from the office and I noticed something. Now, this is something I've seen before, but today in particular, it got my attention, right? Um, a truck had gone off the road and got into a ditch, and there was this other smaller vehicle that was trying to, lift it out of the ditch. Now, what got my attention, like I said, I've seen it several times. I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about. It just go. I looked at the size of the truck, and I looked at the size of the other vehicle that was trying to pull it out of the ditch. The one trying to pull it out pulled out the bigger truck out of the ditch. Was I can't even say it was quarter of the size of that huge truck, the whole the big truck. And it really just got my attention that really in life we see this sometimes. Okay, for example, let's say there's someone who lies a lot, right? So the person tells his lies, and probably the lies are not harmless, so the person thinks. So just a little lie there, a little lie there. Sometimes people justify the reasons why they lie. Oh no, I just lied. So they justify these things in their head. Little, that's what they think. It's little. But I'm thinking, that thing is little, but it could destroy you. It is powerful enough to destroy you. Okay, there are others that, you can't depend on them. Let's say you tell them, I'll meet you, or say, oh, can we have a meeting by 3 p.m.? 4 p.m., you're not able to reach them. Or you tell them, could you help me with this? And you tell, oh, yeah, sure, I can help you with that. They don't deliver. They don't deliver on their words. They don't deliver on what they will say they will do, And it looks little, right? But what is happening is they are setting themselves for, what's the word? They're building a reputation from themselves. That's the word. They're building a reputation from themselves, because the more they do that, the more you cannot trust them. You can't trust their words because they don't keep their word. You understand? They can't keep their word. You can't trust them. You can't believe them. So that is it. So this little thing, they say it's little foxes that destroy the vine. Little things in your life that could be an issue. They look little, but you need to deal with them, because those little things could bring the entire truck of your life down. Another thing is the tongue. Our tongues are compared to your entire body, your tongue is just very little, but it has the power and the potential to cause great damage or to cause great good. So I listen to people, and people don't give attention to what they say. You hear people talking carelessly. There's this slang I hear a lot, or rather something I hear people say. Maybe something funny happened, or somebody watched something, maybe something, a social media post, something was posted, and you just see some people write, oh, I'm dead. I think they say that to me, oh, this is so hilarious, oh, I'm dead. But when I see it, my mind thinks to myself, how can somebody by themselves just write, I'm dead? You may say it is just a little harmless thing, but these are words, and people say it when they are in person. It's not just about typing. Some people say it in person. So someone is cracking a joke, and they just laugh and say these words. You must give attention to these things. I'll be right back. Just as there are little things in your life, sometimes there are things that you need to do, some adjustments that you need to make. It could just be a little adjustment. It could just be a change in your mindset. It could just be sometimes it could even be the way you dress. Sometimes you can be in an environment, and the environment begins to really influence you, and you don't even know. For example, there are people who work in certain offices that, like, people don't really pay attention to how they look in those offices. And unconsciously, they begin to dress in a particular way. So, and when maybe you as a person dress differently, people begin to ask questions like, oh, where are you going to? Or, oh, what's happening? Oh, what's today your birthday? You start hearing funny questions like that. And you're thinking that, oh, I'm not so dressed. But it's the environment. So sometimes it could be just that little adjustment. For example, there are people who need to work on the way they dress to help them build some confidence. Because I mean, if you look good, there is a certain level of confidence it gives to you, you know. So it could just be some little adjustment. Sometimes it could be the time you wake up in the morning. Sometimes it could be the number of hours you spend on your phone. Little, so to say, little things that, you know, you just begin to adjust in your life. That could cause, I mean, that could bring like great change in your life. I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say, you know? Because sometimes we sit and we just grouse, and you know, I always try to tell people when I'm going through something, I don't first of all start thinking externally. I first look at myself and think, okay, what am I not doing right, or what could I be doing better? Because I like taking responsibility for things. If I'm not, for example, maybe there's a project I need to work on and I'm not done, I blame myself. I don't blame anybody. I don't try to look, oh, it's because this place is like this. No, no, no. It's me. It's, I tell myself, and I'm procrastinating, or I'm not just motivated to do the stuff, or I'm not just giving attention, or I'm just being lazy. I don't go first externally. Of course, there are external factors that come into play, but I'm saying that I try to focus on me first, because it's for me, I feel that if I focus on me first, I can then begin to make certain decisions that would help me, rather than just, you know, because if it's not me, if I think I focus more on the external factors, what I've done is remove some form of control. But when I think and I feel that it's me, or I look within first to see, okay, how am I handling this? Then I have some form of control over whatever it is. So, okay, for example, maybe I have not gotten to where I want to be in maybe finances or in life. I don't blame any other thing. I'm putting it on me. Because it is my responsibility, you understand? So these are just some things. So you could look at your life. What are the things that you need to adjust? What do you need to take out? What do you need to add? Just could be little, as I said, little but powerful. Little things. So just like that, you know, that vehicle was, it's little, but it was able to lift that truck out of the ditch. Well, it could just be that little adjustment that you would add to yourself, and it makes a whole lot of difference. Then I also want to talk about the power of your tongue. Another very little thing. Your tongue is so powerful. You know, it is so powerful. It's like, you know, for example, you see that car, the whole, you know, beautiful car. That steering wheel controls, the steering wheel controls where it goes. You want to turn left, you go, you turn. Small but mighty. You want to turn, and if you mistakenly turn that steering wheel in a funny way, the car goes in the direction you like the truck that fell into a ditch. Definitely someone or something must have lost control of the steering wheel. Of course, something must have happened, you know. So your tongue is like the steering wheel of your life. It is the steering wheel of your life. So what are you saying? My dear, life is spiritual. Do you understand? And the things you say, you may not see the results today. I mean, for crying out loud, the Bible says your tongue is like the root of a sheep. It is very powerful. So don't deceive yourself. You may not see the result instantly. You may not see it overnight. But the things that you say to yourself matter. I think I said something about that. The video should be there's something about making the right investment. The things you say are very important. Your life may not necessarily be the way you want it to be at the moment. But what are you saying to yourself? Because that's going to determine if you're going to live where you are. Do you get, okay, I'm not where I want to be in life. Am I going to sit and grouse and like, oh, this is not where I wanted to be at this time. Oh, this is not what I really want to be. Is that what I'm going to do? No! I'm telling myself, okay, I'm at this point now, this is really not where I wanted to be. But I now need to start projecting, because if I don't do that, if I don't speak the right words, if I don't take the right step, in another 10 years, I'm still going to complain like, oh, this is not where I really wanted to be. Do you understand? Yes, you do. So what are you saying? So these are little things There's something they say. There's a saying. They say little drops of water make up the ocean. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that because I don't know how many drops of water ought to make up an ocean. But truly, okay, there was a time I had a leaky tap in my house, and some days I work in a non-profit sector, so I tend to see the statistics of people not having a clean water, not having enough food. So I'm always very particular. So if water is rushing, just I get very upset. Like there are people that don't have clean water. So my tap was leaking and all that, and sometimes I'll just leave like empty buckets on there just to catch the water so that I wouldn't waste. I can tell you, um, it was just like drops, small drops of water, small drops of water. But do you know that every time I left a bucket under that tap, empty bucket, by the time I would come back from work, the bucket would be full. It was crazy, like full to the overflow, like it would overflow, literally, it would be overflowing rather by the time I come back. So I think that's what they mean by little drops of water make an ocean. So these little things, so it looked like a little drop, but that little drop made a full bucket of water. So you see these things, they're little. Those little habits, as you call them little habits you have, some of them dirty, you know? Those things you say, some of them nasty. Drop it. You don't need it. Then introduce these other little things. So if you used to say little lies, start telling little truths. you know, if you used to say words that are not right, let me use that word, that for example, if you say, I'm dead, if you literally drop dead, would you be happy? No. So why do you say it? You don't need it. You don't need to say that. All right. So begin to introduce these things into your life. If you're someone that people could not count on, begin to tell yourself, okay, if someone says, I'm having a meeting, I want to see you by 2 p.m. and you say, yes, I'm available by 2 p.m., make the effort. Like, I think I'm going to stop here. I'm sure you were able to pick one or two things from what I said. So these little things to call, they are very important. So the little negative things, cut them out. And the little positive things, begin to introduce them. The things that make your life better, the things that would help you, begin to introduce them, no matter how little. And those things, you be honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Those things, that they will cause trouble. Cut them out. All right? All right. So be sure to enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time you're watching me. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're yet to subscribe, of course, you know the drill. But thank you. This is your first time on my channel. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate you stopping by. And of course, if you are returning family member, I told you I have to find a name for our community, but if you're returning, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you stopping by to watch this video. So I'll see you on the next episode of Life Symphony with Olufumi. All right, bye.